everyone, welcome to my garden. Today I'm working in a garden a little bit. I started watering partially. I need to start a sprinkler so it will water while I get few things done, otherwise I just can't get done. I started switching into sprinkling. There is some areas that I really can't use sprinkler for the water, for watering, because they're just, you know, little places, and so some of the areas I have to do by hand, but at least for the biggest part I started using sprinkler just about 2 days ago because I just wasn't able to get anything done in a garden. So anyway, today I have a couple of things to plant, and I wanted to take you along with me. So I have I have 3 delphiniums here, and these poor guys, they really have to go into the ground to be planted because they have been, oh, see, this one broke. Oh, that's okay, I'll put them in a vase. Look how pretty this is. Isn't this so pretty? I don't know honestly how strong they will be because they seem like a little weak. When we purchased them, they looked quite strong, but maybe it will get strong, you know, over time. Sometimes in the beginning they're just not that strong. So, but anyway, I have 3 of them, and I can tell you the variety of this delphinium. Okay, so I can tell you what kind of delphinium this is. So this is a delphinium glitzy. Right here, glitzy. It has an interesting coloration. You can see it's a little double, maybe, and then has a bit of a violet and blue. It looks really, really pretty. So I'll put this in a vase. Actually, I have a vase right here that I started because there are a few things I need to cut. I'll just throw them right there for the moment. And anyway, I need to find a place for them now. These 3 delphiniums are again a gift from my really good friend who was visiting me, you know, not too long ago, and we went to garden center, so she gifted me salvias that I planted in a couple of videos ago, or you know, about one more video ago, and the delphiniums, and so they've been sitting here for a while. I really need to get them planted ASAP because you can see they're yellowing. They're not looking that great. I mean, they're healthy, they will be fine, but they do need to go into the ground. So my other thing that I need to do here is a couple of Gerbera daisies that I have, and I see this one right here. Look how pretty this is. Isn't this so pretty? Some of them needs to be cut, but I have 2 more. I need to go ahead and plant them into the area, into the ground. Also, I just discovered that Gerbera daisies are they are perennial for my area. So I'm in zone B here in France, and I think maybe it's getting a little warmer. I don't know, it could be closer to 9. I'm not exactly sure, but that's kind of a iffy. And so some things do come up, some things don't. But also I realized that if I plant tender perennials, you know, such as Gerbera daisies and some other ones, if I plant them earlier, not wait until fall, but earlier, like in midsummer, and let them establish before the winter, they actually do have better chances of coming back for me the following year. So so I need to go ahead and plant them, but I do love the coloration, and I have 3 of these, and I'll show you where these ones need to go. So these guys for sure have to go into, huh? 8B what?
Zone. You said zone B.
I said zone B?
Yeah, you said zone.
I thought I said 8B.
No, just zone B.
Oh, okay. Zone 8B. Sorry, George just told me. Anyway, so I have 2 more here. So this is where I kind of like to plant them because there is plenty of sun, but also they're protected. I have few gladiolas are coming out here. They've been here for a longest time. I don't know if I'm going to continue leaving them here, but for right now they're coming up every year and they're really nice. I can cut them and bring them inside, so I'm just going to let them be. But I'm going to group here 3 right like this. So this is what's going to happen. But look how beautiful they are. They're the sweetest and most. We have an airplane going. So they're just the sweetest and most delicate colors here. So pretty. So I'm going to plant 3 in this area. Next thing I have to do today is this container. So the container is actually doing really, really good, but I have this salvia, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I love these salvias. I don't know what the name is, honestly, because I just buy them from the local garden center, and I know many of you guys are familiar with the names that proven winners make this type of salvias in the US, but here they don't have specific names, so I can't really say what kind they are, but they are very similar to ones that you probably see in proven winners as well. So this salvia is amazing. I mean, they're just such a magnet for the pollinators, and I have so many bees this year in the garden. They're just buzzing everywhere. We had for one day we couldn't even come out of the house. There were so many in front of our house. But what I'd like to do, see how big this has gotten, and it's tipping over. And I have, in this container, I had hydrangeas that are pretty much spent at the moment. But, you know, it's midsummer. I'm going to let them be until the fall, and then I'll figure it out if I want to leave the hydrangeas there or not. You can see the hydrangeas are pretty much finished. What I need to do is move this salvia to another spot of the garden and treat it as a perennial, because honestly, the end of the season I have to get this out of this container anyway, and this is a little bit of a tender perennial for me. So what I decided to do is, let's just go ahead and move them now. Plant them into the ground, let them acclimate, start getting established, and then at that point, hopefully I'll have better chances of it coming back the following year. That's what I'm going to do, and I think it's going to be better as a perennial than in a container, because kind of you can see it's, you know, it's tipping over, it's too big, it's overtaking everything. So that's my next thing. So that's what we're gonna do, and then. If I have time, what I need to do is clean up this bed. You can see here, I have been, there's so many weeds here that I need to get out and clean. And then you can see all my irises are pretty much finished. I started cutting them back because they just overtake, they get brown, they start flopping over. I can't really water them because water doesn't really get into it very easily. And it is important for them to get watered, because the following year they will not bloom as good if they stay dry this year. And so it is important for them to get water. But the foliage of the irises have already pretty much absorbed as much as they will absorb. I think it's good enough for me. I've done it every year, and I've had really good success with irises. And you guys probably have seen my videos. You know, I always have beautiful irises coming up every year. But I do cut them back pretty much this time of a season. So you see, we have another iris patch right here. I need to go ahead and get them done, get them cut. I have few here that I need to cut back. Also, at that point, I can just go back underneath and clean up all the weeds that needs to be removed. And then that will also allow sunlight on other things. Like you can see here, I have a beautiful, beautiful Verbena celoviana that I absolutely love, and I need them to get a little more sun so I can have a better color here. Some of the roses needs to be pruned, and then you can see this is a bloom flower, and I love the bloom flower. It's beautiful. Yesterday I did trim most of them around the garden, but this is just today's project. I'm hoping to get out here and start deadheading all of this, plus this rose needs to be deadheaded. But it's been so hot, everything is kind of taking a break. The flowers that are coming back are a bit slow and small, so we did have a little bit of a cool down, only maybe 2 days ago, but for most part it's been really, really hot. So anyway, that's the project that I'm going to tackle today. I'm going to start the sprinkler so it starts watering while I get this done. And and I'm excited. This is going to be at least one part of the projects that needs to be done in the garden. I can hopefully get it done really quick this morning, and then I have to get back to hand watering certain areas. So Okay, so I decided to plant the delphiniums right here. There's 3. Look at the bees. They're everywhere this year. We have so many bees in the garden. It's been really wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to plant the delphiniums in this bed. I decided to go one here, one all the way in that corner right there, and then another one right here in this corner. And I was able to tackle this bed, which is really nice, but I do have so many beds to go still. I'm completely behind, but it's okay. I don't stress about this because this is an enjoyable thing for me. I love to get out here and just check out from everything, try to remove weeds, listen to podcasts or something, and I really do love it. So this is not a stress for me. I will get to it. I'm not in a hurry. I have other things to do. Yesterday I spent all my time getting all my bedding ironed and stuff. It was really nice, got the housework done. So anyway, it is what it is. This is life, and I'm not really worried about any of it. I'll just get to it as I can, and then hopefully when the weather gets a little cooler, everything gets a lot tighter because I don't have to spend so much time watering. But for me, honestly, at this moment when it's super hot, if I have to choose my battles, my priority is keeping my plants healthy, making sure nothing dies, making sure that they stay hydrated, and that's the most important part. I'll get to the weeds. It's no big deal. So I planted hibiscus here, hardy hibiscus, and it hasn't been doing good. This year I had only 2 stems coming out, but it's been really flimsy. This is blue brulee variety, and it's really pretty. Let me see if this one is blooming. I can show you what it looks like. I have another one here. Oh, here. So this is blue brulee, but this one hasn't done well either. You can see I have all these stems that I cut out. Well, there is more coming out. I don't know. I will leave this one. The flowers are really pretty, but it's very flimsy. I need to. Where, sweetie?
Right there, at the bottom.
No, that's not its flower. This is a lily. This is a lily, which is super pretty. I'll just do it this way. I might have to clearly just come out and stake it would be the best thing, which I will do, and I might just let it be for a while and see how it will do. I might just not even move it for the moment because I think I can just plant this delphinium right behind it. I was thinking to move it, but maybe I'll just leave it. Not sure. Maybe I will. But maybe I will just move it later. We'll give another year. This delphinium will be perfect here because you can see I have clematis planted on this ugly trellis. But honestly, when I was creating this, all these metals was here originally when I was cleaning out this garden, and I kind of decided to just use it whatever I was able to find. My budget was really small, and I decided why not? I can just recycle it, and I created this thing. I put the wires through it. This door was here a while back and it's kind of leaning, but I have a climbing rose and clematis here. This climbing rose probably will cover the whole thing in no time because this is a climbing rose colette, and it's a very vigorous climbing rose, so this climbing rose will just go over it and cover the whole thing anyways. I just needed a support, so it will be fine. Hi, did you come to see how we're doing? And delphinium will actually help this clematis so much because if I plant right next to it, it will help to shade the roots because this is a very sunny area, and that's another good aspect of planting around the clematis base because it will help to shade the roots. And clematis, they do like their roots shaded. They like to be in the sun, but their roots need to stay cool, otherwise they will not grow well. See, even here I have covered my clematis base with the stones, all the stones, because they shade it. They don't let the sun hit the base very hard. So anyway, we'll go ahead and plant our first delphinium. I'm excited. Okay, so we went ahead and planted our delphiniums, and I think it's going to look really, really pretty because this bed is still evolving and coming together. I have been adding more plants here. Sometimes, um, you know, I'm still working on in what to add. I think I'm going to add more echinaceas to this bed, which hopefully will go behind the rows. I have few already started, and then there's just starting to bloom. And it was very early in the spring when I planted a couple of them. I ordered few, and some of them didn't come back. And I think maybe they just stayed in a container too long until I got everything, all the garden ready, because I was late coming back to France from the U.S. But it is what it is. Sometimes we just do the best we can with the garden, not a problem. So I will order more. Hopefully we'll go around, and I'd like to maybe group it, maybe three groups, because they're tall and they will fill in beautifully. And I think they have such a gorgeous varieties now in the market. And I ordered few last year, and I absolutely adore them. I think it was carrot cake, the southern belle, which I'd like to add more southern belle to this border here, and few anyway, but they're just tall, they're beautiful, they have a long blooming time, and they're just great for this time of a year when everything is taking break, it's hot. They love this time of a season. So, and you can see the roses are doing really good. And these roses here have really done so well. They have been not doing well at all ever since I planted them, and that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Every year I'm like, should I take them out, should I not take them out, and I keep leaving them. And this year they look at this, they've had disease, they've had black spots, they keep yellowing. I could not do, no matter what I did, I couldn't get them going. But this year they're like completely different rose. I don't know what it is. Maybe I was more diligent of spraying with the fungicides this early here, because I was able to come and get some with me here. I was more diligent in spraying them. Probably that's what it helped them get healthy. I'm not exactly sure, but some of the other roses that I've sprayed, and they still are not very healthy. But I don't know what it is, but they've done incredible. And this one called Black Baccara, I think. They're just so pretty, very velvety, beautiful, red. They've done great. I'm so impressed with them. I love them. And then you can see the clematis are growing right underneath them. I do need to do some deadheading, because you can see some of the blooms are spent, to encourage them to bloom more. Hopefully next year I can, I can have enough budget to add more annuals into our smaller areas of the landscape. Like here, I would love to do some more maybe yellow lantanas or something with the blue. Would be really, really pretty. So every year, I improve something, which is nice. But they're doing really good, and they will become, they're still growing, so they will probably get vigorous enough in one point where they can just cover this whole area. I don't really know. They'll be just really pretty as a ground cover. All right. Let's go to our next thing. So next area, I have to go ahead and plant those Gerbera daisies and get them into the ground. Then we'll get to the Salvia. Okay, so I'm here trying to plant my Gerbera daisies, and yeah, I don't think there is a name for them. So I think it's just a series. But I'm going to deadhead all the spent flowers that are already kind of not looking that good, and then just go ahead and plant. This time when I plant my Gerbera daisies, I'm going to treat them as annual. Also, although they will come back the following year for me. However, I would like to fertilize them, because they can immediately start, producing good flowers, and that's what I want them to do here. So I have some fertilizer here to add, and we'll get going. My allergies have been bothering me today quite a bit. I'm really struggling to breathe without. So if I act weird, just I want you to know that these are just my allergies. I don't know what it is. This morning I got up and I took allergy medicine, but for some reason it's keep bothering me. went ahead and planted the Gerbera bases. They look really nice here. I really like it. I could almost use one on a corner. Maybe if I find one, I'll probably will grab and plant one right in that corner there. So, and hydrangea has done okay. You can see they're pretty much finished blooming, but it did okay. When it got really hot, they struggled a little bit here, but I'm hoping this lilac tree will maybe grow and give a little more shade to the hydrangea. We'll see, but they did pretty good so far. So all right, so now we need to go ahead and get our salvia out of that container and move it into the flower bed. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, that looks so good there. Okay. That looks so nice. Oh, I love it. So in this bed, let me explain what I'm trying to do. I think as soon as I can, maybe next year or so, I'm going to add more of those salvias, because you can see I added a couple of them here. There is one right there, one, two, and then there's another one there. I think they just look so good with those spiky blue flowers. And what I'd like to do is bring more into the background, because here these are David Aston Rose, Queen of Sweden, and I love them. So I just add the third one here. You can, if you remember in one of our videos, that I just planted another Queen of Sweden, and then I need to bring 3 more here in between. These are Asmanthus burkwoodii. They're beautiful, gorgeous perennial, and what I'd like to do is just create them into, or turn them into the bowl shape. Hopefully make it a little more of a formal evergreen element here. And then the roses I would like to plant in between the Asmanthus. So what I'd like to do is bring the background blue with the rose, because this is a kind of a, I don't even know, of course it's a pink, but it's more of a, it's just really pretty corally pink, and then they turn pink like here. This is already kind of a little older flower, and so I think it's going to be really pretty with that pink and blue. And here you can see the jasmine is coming on its own, and really doing really good. And what I'm hoping to do is just create a nice hedge here. You can see the sparkling colors. This is a tricolor jasmine, really beautiful. It's a ground cover. I'm treating it as a ground cover, and hoping to rise up a little bit and bulk up and try to maybe create a nice hedge. And then here you can see I have these caladiums coming. Already I planted few. There is more coming through the ground, which is really nice. So anyway, really exciting, few popping out there. So this will be really fun. But I need to water this salvia because it's drooping its leaves already right away. That's super important. And then I'll show you what I need to do next. So this is done. It will acclimate. I just watered really well. Now for transplanting, I always say it's okay for us to transplant during the day. Today is not going to be super hot, but in a really hot time of the day, it's not the best time to transplant plants, and that's why it's drooping so quickly. So I have to keep an eye on it and keep watering it maybe a few times a day until it starts acclimating. Just make sure that it is hydrated really, really well. It will eventually do fine. So when I transplanted those other blue salvias from my other container into the landscape, it did the same thing. thing. It was keep drooping and drooping, so I keep watering and keeping them hydrated, and now they're already starting to do well and they don't require as much water. But I wanted to show you this climbing rose here that is blooming. This is the climbing rose down one that we planted just the other in the recent videos, and you can see it's blooming already, and it's really pretty. So it's supposed to be very healthy, very good rose, very vigorous rose. So this climbing rose I'm hoping to bring up from this part of the arbor, and then hopefully take some over this fence to dress up a little bit here. So I think it's going to bring a really nice backdrop to the garden. So let's go to the other side, and I'll show you how I get my irises cut and then deadheading. So I have 2 containers. Okay, before I go, also I wanted to show you this climbing rose. This is a climbing rose Laguna, and I would really highly recommend this rose. You can see how healthy this rose is. I haven't had any problems. It's starting to flush out and start blooming again. There is another flush of blooms, but look how healthy this rose is. This is a very vigorous rose. It covers very quickly. It doesn't take too long, and highly recommend this rose. Beautiful. It has a dark fuchsia color flowers. So let's go here. Da-da. Bloom flowers. So these are bloom flowers, and you can see they are a little time consuming. I love them. They're beautiful, and I get here and I deadhead as much as I can, but you almost have to deadhead them daily if you want them to look nice. For me, it's worth it because they are long blooming, beautiful flowers in my garden, so I kind of have to spend the time to take care of them. Usually I keep 2 containers here. Like this one, you can see I've been weeding. This one here I usually use for my compost, so I keep them separately because here I have all the irises to trim, hydrangea, deadheads, and those kind of things will go into my compost. And then the other container for the waste, I just use all the weeds and everything. I just throw into the I dispose them because I don't want them in my compost. So for the deadheading, I basically just remove all the spent flowers right here. So some of them I just clean from the far down because I know that they've been here for a while and that they will be, they will keep blooming and will keep going down. So as they go farther down, I will just keep pruning them even farther in, because eventually they don't need to be, super high up with the big stems. Eventually they just need to be cut back anyway. So here I just do it this way. I just cut like here, remove that. I'll just do this one together so you guys can see. So this one I would take back. Oh no, there is there is a bloom right here. If you wanted to save that one, which I do, I will just keep that. This one back. Okay, and see, this one is finished. So honestly, it doesn't take very long, and it's, you know, it's really super therapeutic if you just kind of wanted to relax and, you know, spend your day, you know, your time doing that for a little bit. It doesn't take very long, but it looks really nice and tidy. So I'll just go ahead and get the rest done. But I wanted to show you how I get my irises cut. That one we can maybe do together, and I'll show you how I'm doing that. So I would take probably, like, this is the patch. I would take all the yellow. See, these ones are all yellowed out. So what I do, I keep the healthy ones, and I'll just trim the healthy ones. And all the brown ones I will remove completely. Ooh, that's a rose. So these ones I'll just remove fully. Anything that is brown and yellow, I probably would just remove completely. Now, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I'm not a specialist in growing irises. However, I do like keeping my garden tidy, and I always have done this, and it works really, really well for me. Like, this is a nice one, so I would just cut about here. Okay, so basically this is how I do it, and you saw how I cleaned up in this area. Okay, so I finished this one patch here, and then I just, you know, go there with my gloves and I remove all these brown, you know, dead leaves from the within, like that. So after we do this, and I'll go ahead and do that after, but anyway, we just remove it really well. Then this will open up where the water can actually get inside, because when all the leaves are falling on top of each other, the water doesn't really get to the roots very well for me, because I water by hand. So this way they get hydrated really well, and then the next year I always get really, really beautiful blooms. So at this point, I think this will be all for today, but I have a couple of gladiolas here that I'm going to cut. Look how beautiful they are. They are falling over, and I don't want to stake them because I think it's just not necessary. I will go ahead and just take them home. We'll cut them. Look how pretty. And bring them here to the vase, like that. We'll take them inside. Okay. Well, this will be all for today. I think I will go ahead and start watering, and then I'll continue deadheading and weeding. That's my goal for today, at least getting this one bed done, and then maybe tackle this other one if I possibly can. But at least before the heat started, I got, you know, a few things done that I needed to be done, which was really nice. Thank you for coming along with me and watching what I'm doing. I hope you guys like it. This is the kind of a time of the year where all we do is mostly maintenance, cutting back, cleaning and raking and that kind of thing. So thank you all for submitting your questions on our community, because we would like to do Q&A with all of you. I did read them, and please continue sending some more questions, because, you know, I kind of like to do a separate video for it. If you have any questions, you can ask anything you like. That would be really fun, because I kind of like to interact that way with all of you. Anyway, hope you guys like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.